Well, it has now officially been confirmed by Nintendo that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, until we get a further name, I'm going to be, for the remainder of this video, the rest of this video, dubbing it Breath of the Wild 2, has been, I guess, delayed, postponed, or whatever, till spring of 2023. Now, before they announced this like 2 days ago, we really didn't have. First off, we don't have a title of the game yet, but we didn't really have a date. But they were intending to get it out for 2022, which I think a lot of us gamers, a lot of us Nintendo fans, were going to assume that that would have been holiday 2022, like a November, December 2022. Maybe October at the earliest, but I'm going to say November, December because that just felt more right. But we got delayed till spring of 2023. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing, but first and foremost, for the people out there that are crying and complaining that actually how long it's taking to get out, or that it was delayed, really, I get where you're coming from. I really do. I want to play this game a lot too, being a big Zelda fan, being, into the series. I like Breath of the Wild. I know there's some people out there that don't like it, some people that do like it. I would say it was a good game. I would put it on the top 10 best Zelda games somewhere, maybe number 6, maybe somewhere in that range, 765, somewhere there. I thought it was a good game. It's definitely cool to see another Zelda game that's a direct sequel to the one that came before it, and you don't see that often in the Zelda games, in the Zelda series. A lot of games, like in the timeline of the Zelda games, they spread out their sequels in nature, but they take place hundreds of thousands of years apart, blah, blah, here, blah, there, this timeline, that timeline. But you hardly ever see too many direct sequels, like Zelda 1 to Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask, Wind Waker to the DS, Zelda games. So it's cool to see that. And I understand about being delayed. But I think a lot of people are overreacting to that. First and foremost, we don't really know too much about the game yet. We've seen 1 or 2 trailers. They announced it. It's just right now being dubbed like the sequel, the successor. I do think at E3 we're going to be seeing information on this game for sure, because this would be the last E3 that they're going to have this game out if it's coming out next spring, which would be before next year's E3. I think the direct they have for this E3, we're finally going to get some major gameplay footage, more so, probably some details on the game. We're definitely going to get a title, I'm sure, this year at E3. But, of course, like they said, we're not getting it at the end of the year, we're getting it next year. And I think, while that is technically a bad thing, because it was a perfect end-year game to this year, because 2022 is a good year for Switch. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Bayonetta 3, the Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. We have the new Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. We have a bunch of games from Triangle Strategy to Splatoon 3 and the Kirby game and whatnot. This is a freaking great year for Nintendo on the Switch. And Zelda would have just made it much better. As sad as it is that won't be part of that, it's going to now be going into the lineup next year, and I'm sure Nintendo's going to have a bunch of great, the Switch is going to have a lot of great games next year from Nintendo and third parties. So Zelda's just going to add to 2023 instead of 2022. I get the complaints. I get, people going about it and this and that, and I understand that, and I sort of see it. But I would like to say, it's not as bad as you guys think it is. We thought, even though they weren't specifically stating it, we would have thought it would have came out holiday season 2022, like I said earlier in the video. November, December. It's being postponed, delayed to spring 2023. Spring is March, April, and May. That's like 5, maybe 6 months away from what we originally thought. It's not a year. It's not 2 years. It's not 3 years. It's not their next generation system 4 some odd years from now. It's Switch. It's 9th gen. It's 5 to 6 months, and it's not that big of a damn deal. We will be having that game before you know it. We will be having that game within within about a year, a little over a year from where we're at now. We're just about to enter April this year. So by next year's March, April, or May, we're within a year's range, give or take less than a month, more than a month, whatever, from seeing this game come out. It's not that big a deal. We have other games to play on the Switch, on other systems, what have you. I do understand that people want this game to end badly, and it's a big Zelda game. It's the next big Zelda game, and we've all been wanting to play the next big Zelda game. It just is what it is. So we just have to wait a little bit longer, people. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it, even though the initial reaction, I'm like, come on. But when you sit down and think about it, it's not that much longer. It's like half a year at most from when we expected it to freaking come out, which was the end of this year. So just wait a little bit longer. We'll get more information this year for sure. Definitely like a title and probably more trailers or maybe some legit gameplay. And Nintendo will have it ready for next year to add to likely their big Switch 2023 lineup. And it will be probably released before E3 next year. So my guess is April, May. More likely May. So a little over a year from now. So as a Zelda fan, it's disappointing that we're not getting this year to add to this whole big, great lineup of 2022 games. But we don't have to wait much longer. It helps them probably get the game to be better. We obviously have seen what rushing games can do in this industry. Cyberpunk. So let's just wait a little bit longer. Enjoy Kirby. Enjoy Triangle Strategy. Enjoy Bayonetta and Advance Wars whenever that comes out. And enjoy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Pokemon and all that this year. Whatever they've announced at E3. There's a lot of games coming out for the Switch right now, which I'm going to get to a video on that in a second. We have other stuff to look forward to on the Switch from Nintendo and from third parties. So you can find something else in this ever-expanding library this year of game releases they have this year and the next year to tide you over to the next Zelda. However, Nintendo, if you are listening, which I'm sure you're not, but if you come across this, please can you release Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD on the Switch? Please. And if you can even try, take the 3DS versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, HD modify them, and put them on the Switch too. Please. Thank you from Sincerely Gamer, Nintendo fan, Zelda fan. My name is Snipe is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. See you all in the next video. And let's just wait a little bit longer, people. Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel is coming. And I'm sure it's going to be good. Bye.